In your birth chart, there's a secret layer to Chiron that no one talks about. And no, it's not your sign, it's not the house it's in, but it's the direction that Chiron was moving the moment you were born. And it decides whether your wound is karmic or electric. And before I dive in, I want you to go to Google and I want you to type in this question. Was Chiron's elliptic orbit moving toward Saturn or Uranus on whatever your birthday is? So if you have a Saturn leaning Chiron, it's also called an inner Chiron, that tells me the wound is felt internal first. So it can be like isolation, silence, shame, karmic heaviness. And part of your healing arc unfolds often in private, and only later in life does it get shared. And there's a sense of ancestral or karmic continuity, like you're carrying unfinished business from before. If you have a Uranus leaning Chiron, which is also called an outer Chiron, that wound is felt more as outer shock. So there may be sudden breaks, separations, betrayals, or unexpected disruptions. So you may often experience lightning bolt crises that often shake the ground beneath you, which force awakening. And instead of a heavy karmic chain, it can feel like you're being cracked open suddenly, and it will reveal a genius or even radical healing power. So to break it down really simple, so the inner Chiron to Saturn can be a child who grows up feeling silenced, restricted, or invisible until they find their voice later. That outer Chiron with Uranus is a child who grows up with shocks or sudden breaks. It could be divorce, illness, or upheaval. And it rips open that wound early and propels you toward awakening. So weave that layer into your own Chiron. So for example, if you have Chiron in Taurus and it's sitting in the 7th house, that tells me the wound sits in that theme of relationships, security, and stability with others. And if it's your Chiron's like that inner oriented towards Saturn, it tells me that that wound's playing out as limits, restrictions, and karmic heaviness in partnerships. So it can be like feeling blocked from deep connection or carrying ancestral patterns of loss and betrayal in love. And healing comes through that Saturn persistence, through patience, commitment, learning boundaries, and mastering the art of a steady partnership. And then later in life, another thing you want to pay attention to is the return, because that's when those Uranus notes come into play, and there will be breakthroughs in relationships, unions, or even freeing themselves from old relational karma.